It's been a while. It's been a while for the Zambian fans to sit in front of the TV screens to watch one of their own play in the biggest stage in the world. Today, picked from the minnows of Kafua Celtics, picked up in the Airtel Rising Stars and flown to RB Salzburg and now playing in the best league in the world at Brighton. Our midfield maestro who updated his software into the Zambian computer system, our midfield captain Enock Mwepu, an exclusive right here on Pick of the Bunch. Alright, so we're back here on Pick of the Bunch and we have one of the best stars, the best midfielders in the Zambian team right now, playing straight at Brighton in the EPL. We have Enock Mwepu. Right now it's me, Mwananga Zombie, one of your hosts.
And I'm Chito Chama. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, he is flying the national flag high up in England. A man who needs no introduction. Welcome to Pick of the Bench, Enock.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Yes, great to have you. Now, I think one of the biggest questions I have right now is how's the transition been from RB Salzburg to Brighton in the EPL?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me. It hasn't been easy anyway, football journeys are always sometimes hectic, sometimes great. But I would say this one has been great, and I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. But it's something that I felt was the right time to move from Austria to Brighton, and since that I've won quite a major of trophies and I've played the Champions League in Salzburg, so I thought it was the right time just to move to Brighton and compete in the Premier League. So I'm really happy and satisfied with this move.
Okay, very great. So was it more like an enticing offer which you couldn't resist? Of course, it's the best league in the world.
Yeah, of course. It has been always my dream to play in the Premier League, and when such an offer comes, you can't refuse. So I just had to accept and join Brighton. I had so many offers in other leagues as well, but it being the Premier League is the first option that I had in my mind, and that's the reason why I chose Brighton. And the way they play, their culture, their philosophy, I think it suits my play. And that's why I had to join this club.
Okay, lovely. Now, I think the Brighton fans and I think some RB Salzburg fans have been claiming the title of computer. I think people don't know exactly the story behind the computer, the tag, the computer, and the new phrase that you have been using, Ninkumona. So
I think by now.
So just update us exactly where the name computer came from and the Ninkumona phrase.
Okay, I think the computer name is something that came. I was given this name when I was actually young. It doesn't have like a really true good story about it, but it's just something that the coach saw talent in me and how skilled I was. Actually my friends used to say genius, such kind of things, and then the coach used to call me the computer because of probably how I used to play. So he just named me Tom Tutuka computer and stuff like that when I was little, and the name has just grown like that. I never thought the name would really become like the way it has become, but it's something that I honor, to be named the computer. It's not easy. If you see how the computer processes things, so it just relates to what I do exactly in the game, how I see the game, how I try to think, how I process things in the game, and the things that I do. There are some things that I do that just amazes fans, and they're like, oh wow, that's truly the computer, and so that's how everything has just come about with the computer. And then the Nikumona, it's just something that it came about. It's these are the sight, the view, that I
the vision.
process. Yeah, so when I have the ball, I process, so how can I play it, and when can I play it, and I try to make a good precise pass for that. We have seen so many assists that I've made that come from nowhere, and those are the moments or assists or passes that shows the Nikumona.
That's now Mumona.
Nikumona, eye of an eagle.
The eye of an eagle. Yeah, you can say like that. Yeah. See,
okay. So, you have actually mentioned something about maybe how you process and how the name came about. So, would you just give us maybe your honest views about that brilliant, wonderful, magnificent, out of this world blockbuster goal against Liverpool?
I think for me, I say those are the moments that identifies the name the computer, where people don't see what I see, and in that moment when I just received the ball, I already saw the goalkeeper that was out of his line, and my main thing that was just in my mind was to try to curve it in a good way that will definitely go over him, and thank God that it just went as perfect as I expected. And more especially that it's Liverpool. It's something that I felt was it's a blessing, or something that was huge and big and special, and it's just a moment that you fail to express. It's just something that makes me happy and excited about it. So I think that's what I'm trying to say, is just something that really talks about the name the computer with those kind of moments. Yeah.
That was awesome. I personally loved that goal. I think when I saw it, I kept telling people, even on the fans from Brighton, some of them were arguing, thinking maybe it was a cross, but that's the computer. That
was on Twitter.
That was on Twitter. Yeah, that's the whole point. That's why he calls himself a computer.
Definitely.
Yeah, and
people were asking me, did you mean it? Was it a cross? But if you look, there was no one in the box. Absolutely, there's no one in the box. So it's just something that I have to process already, and people can't see that. Of course, they were probably expecting I'll get a touch and play it somewhere, but to be different, to see big and to analyze the game, those are such moments that defines who the computer is.
For real, and and I think something that is quite astounding about the player, the kind of player you are, aside from recently leading or being the captain at the Zambian National team, there's that era of leadership that you possess as a player. And we saw that in the goal you scored against Leicester City, that looping header, and even the same goal against Liverpool. When you score the goal, it wasn't just about you going to celebrate, but there was always that action of trying to rally the team, say, guys, we can win this game. Yes. So when you go to Brighton, you're still new at Brighton. How has it been fitting in with the new players? How have the players received you? And what are some of the standout players that you have who's received you nicely?
Yeah, I think I'm surrounded by quite a good players. Of course, some of the players I've played in big clubs like Adam Lallana, Dan Welbeck, of course our captain Dunk. We have Dan, and so we have sort of good players around me. So their experience, they have been playing the Premier League for quite a long time, and me coming from Zambia, Austria, and then Premier League, even though I may be good, but you need those people who are mature, who have that experience to guide you in certain things. But of course, I have to show my quality as well, and it has been easy because my quality is or my level of performance isn't as different as them, but it's always good to be surrounded by those players as well, just to help you get the rhythm, get the momentum, and just feel free, and that has helped me really settle. I try my best to help them. You might be 1 down or 2-0 down, but there will be just that one moment that can change everything. And looking in the Leicester game, the Liverpool game, those goals, I think they changed the momentum, the rhythm of the team, and it pushed us to actually get something out of at the end of the game. And those are the qualities that I bring in the team. So I try my best to just give everything I can for the team. That's
Okay.
Really interesting. How about maybe the ambitions of maybe yourself this season, or maybe a team as a whole? Maybe you can also mention a little bit about your midfield duo, or maybe it's a good partnership with Ives Bissouma.
Oh yeah. So I would say the ambition for the club is to make the team. But I think with the qualities of players that we have, I think we can do even better. Probably take the team to the European Championship, maybe the conference, the one that was introduced recently, or the Europa League, or perhaps the Champions League one day. Who knows? I think we have a good squad, and for me personally, this is just my first season. I want, of course, to settle in well first, and if I can score goals, if I can assist more, I think that will even help me settle fast. Just that recently I had a bunch of injuries here and there, and that really was a bit of setback. But I'm still trying to be positive and see how I can get back to the full fitness and play my game. And of course, playing with Heaves is something that is really good. He's such a midfielder who's really aggressive. He's skilled. He's talented as well. And so playing along him, I think it's something that the world is yet to. The world is not yet to see what we can do, both of us.
Yeah.
Once I get the rhythm as well, I think we'll do great things, and Premier League will be talking about the two of us.
They should tremble when the computer finally updates his software. And just one last one before we let you go. We know there are thousands, hundreds of thousands, possibly even millions of young Zambians who look up to you, even as a youth. Just looking at your talent, looking at how you've nurtured it and grown to play at the top of the level, playing in the Champions League. That's a dream of many young players. So, what advice, what tips do you have for young people who are looking to become the next Enock Mwepu? We have seen others play their trade the way you're playing your trade, but you are definitely taking it a level up as the computer, of course. So what tips do you have for the young people who look up to you as an icon?
I think myself being a kid is I always tried to improve my game. That is first thing. I always tried to be disciplined, and I always try to have the right mentality. And by doing that, I have to have the right people who tells me the right or gives me the right information. So what I can advise to young kids out there who are looking after or at me, it's they have to be themselves. They have to have ambitions. They have to set goals, and no one should tell them that they can't be who they want to be. They can play in whichever league. They can play in whichever team they want to, and no one would shun them out of that. So they have to believe in themselves. They have to have the self-esteem. They have to have the self-character that really pushes them to greater heights. And that is what has really helped me, and trying to be humble. It doesn't matter when you make it in life or in football, and then you see yourself like, oh, now I'm here, and so all sorts of things. You have to stay humble. You have to stay disciplined. You just have to keep improving yourself and enjoying and taking every opportunity as you get it, because sometimes opportunities just comes once in a lifetime, and you have to make use of that opportunity. So with those things, I think that's what has helped me, and I think can help young generations out there to become successful in their respective fields they endure. Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here first from the computer himself, a man who has been there, he has done it, and still doing great things. So it's been a pleasure, really, on Pick Up the Bench.
It definitely has. It's been great. Maybe just one thing. Has Matilda followed you to Brighton?
Yeah, she's with me in Brighton.
I think I'm seeing the photos in the background.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful.
She's up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it's good to know that she's right by your side. Anyway, so we're going to conclude, but we want you to give the sign out for us today.
Definitely.
Okay, I said that. This is the coolest football show. Pick of the Bunch.
Thank you.
Yes.
That was good, yeah?
Good.
Yes.
We'll go with that.